Recording in progress. Excellent. Yay.
Very gritty.
Do I look posh?
Very gritty.
Gritty? Gritty or pretty?
Gritty.
Boobies. No, nothing shows. I can't be bothered dressing up. This is it. For most people, they would think this is dressing up. For me, this is... Hello, sweetie. Are you there?
Hello, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. You have a lovely little picture right there. So don't worry about a thing. This is only for audio. You don't have to worry about pictures because it's a radio show. What's to lose?
Amazing, amazing.
Fabulous. I just do this for me, so don't worry.
Lovely.
And welcome to our recording. Thank you so much for doing this, and thanks, Sean, for setting it up later.
Yes, thank you very much for having me. I'm very excited.
Oh, I've wanted to have you for a long time. I'm a huge Roxee Horror fan, so you piqued me many years ago.
Oh, that is amazing. I'm also a huge Roxee Horror fan.
It doesn't show.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Go figure. Don't dream it.
Be it.
That's the one. So I have 20 minutes of your time, apparently, before I have to let you run away. So I'm going to do a quick little intro, ask a few questions. You tell me everything that you can about yourself and your upcoming show, and we put it to air. I think that's the plan.
That is perfect. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure, darling. So I'm just going to do a little intro. So when you're ready, lights, camera, drag performers, they're all back in action. Returning to take over the Spiegel tent in Wollongong with her cast of campy characters is the wonderful Ms. Roxee Horror, presenting the Roxee Horror movie Maniacs. Watch as your beloved characters from film and television get the full drag makeover, taking you down the cinema experience like you've never had before. You don't know where your jaffers will end up. So ladies, gents, and other beings, welcome to Gay Waves, Ms. Roxee Horror. Hello.
Hello, hello.
Welcome. So it's really nice to meet you after all of this time. So
lovely to meet you as well. Thank you so much for having me on here.
That's my pleasure indeed, darling. Now, for all of our lovely Sydney people, because you are a Wollongong lass, who is Roxee Horror? What are her roots?
Roxee Horror. I started as a Tupperware lady back in 2016. I did have a different name then, but it's still me. And then I kind of just started growing and growing with drag and became in love with the art form. And now plain old Roxee Horror is just working Wollongong all the time. You'll see me doing bingos, doing trivias, doing the club nights down here. I'm just getting all the way around the Illawarra.
Doing the library readings as well, I see, as a good girl should.
Yes, of course. Yes, I did. The library readings were a huge kind of, start to my drag back in 2017, 2018. I did quite a few of them then. They slowly fell off a little bit with COVID, but I do have another one coming up soon as well.
Oh, that's lovely. That's what we want to hear, because children need education and glamorous people 100%. To read. So you mentioned Tupperware. Were you in drag when you were doing Tupperware, or?
Yes.
Oh, fabulous.
So I used to go out as a 1950s housewife inspired drag look, and go and do Tupperware parties all around Western Sydney, Wollongong, Sydney. I ended up becoming the #1 Tupperware saleswoman in April of 2016 for Sydney, Bathurst and the Illawarra.
Sounds gorgeous, because I collect vintage Tupperware myself. Nothing of the new ones, just that old 1970s orange and brown stuff.
Yes,
gorgeous.
Yes. That Tupperware I grew up with, so it's my favorite type of Tupperware. So good choice.
Class act, that one. Now, you have this wonderful new show that I'm supposed to be flogging in the Spiegel tent, and to be honest, I didn't know Wollongong had a Spiegel tent until just recently. So tell me what's happening.
So Spiegel tent is obviously the traveling tent that goes all around Australia and New Zealand, putting on. They have one show that travels with the tent, and then when they get to each area, they generally get a lot of shows put on by local talent in the area. And Wollongong has been doing it for a fair few years now. I started off as one of the hosts, so I would arrive while people were getting ready to line up and go into their shows, and I keep them entertained in line. And give them a little bit more information about the shows and the Spiegel tent itself. And then last year they asked me to do a show with them, so I did last year a faux beauty pageant. So that was wonderful, such an amazing experience to be in the Spiegel tent. And then this year they've asked me back again, and this time I'm bringing them a movie-themed show called Movie Maniacs. It is on the 17th of June at 1:30 p.m. in obviously the Spiegel tent, Wollongong. And the show itself will be basically all famous movie scenes or movie characters turned into drag numbers, if that makes sense.
Explain how that would work. So you take a movie and you turn it into a drag number. So, for example, E.T., what would you do?
So E.T. unfortunately is not in the show, but if I took E.T. and turned that into a drag number, I would probably do a song about being an alien, and I'd go dressed up as E.T. when they put him in drag. In the scene in the movie.
I have, yeah. So that little hat with the flower singing "It's Not Easy Being Green."
Yeah, I love it. With this show in particular, though, we've taken more iconic costumes from movies, and then given them a drag twist. So, I will be entering the show as a dragged up Willy Wonka, and kind of hosting the start of the show like that. We have a few numbers. We've got a cast of 5 queens. And we've all been assigned different characters. We're all playing 4 characters each, I believe. And then we have a wonderful group number to finish up the show with some iconic characters coming out again. Basically, I just took my love of movies. I've grown up watching every movie under the sun. Before I did drag and Tupperware, I used to work at a DVD store. So I've always been obsessed with movies. So I figured, why not kind of put my 2 favorite things together, film and drag?
It sounds like an amazing plan. And is it interactive with the audience? Like if I sat there and went, Willy Wonka has no plonker, Willy Wonka has no plonker, would that work?
That would 100% work. I very much encourage audience participation with my shows. Obviously, with all the shows that I do, I have a general layout of how it's all going to go, but a lot of it is also focused on crowd interaction and kind of response from people. So I definitely love a rowdy crowd. At the right time, of course.
Oh, absolutely. So how do you engage your audience? Do you tell them the rules beforehand, or just wait for them to figure it out?
So I kind of, in the opening of most of the shows that I do, I think I kind of set the tone with how I am with the audience. I'll get them involved pretty much straight off the bat, asking questions that warrant a response from everyone. And that kind of sets the tone that, these are callback shows. We do love when people get involved like that. I often have audience participation sections in my shows as well. Obviously, growing up, as you know, with my drag name, I've loved the Roxee Horror Picture Show, and always watching the audience interaction with the midnight screenings was an inspiration of what I wanted to do with my shows as well. So obviously, it's very different in that respect because they've got a movie, they follow the script, and they have things that happen. Mine is much more off the cuff and go with the flow type of thing.
So apart from Roxee Horror, which is pretty much a no-brainer here, what are your favorite movies that you're playing with?
Oh, so as in for this particular show?
For this show, yes, why not?
Okay, so for this particular, so obviously being Roxee Horror, my favorite style of movie is horror, but I do have Halloween shows under the belt and done quite a few Halloween shows. So I am avoiding the horror elements of movies this time around for this particular show. So we've taken, I'm trying to kind of let you know what we're doing without giving away too much. So we've taken famous characters like Romeo and Michelle. They will definitely be making an appearance in the show. We've taken some action movies, and you might see a little bit of Uma Thurman from Kill Bill in there as well. Nice. And basically, what I've done is I've sat down with the cast on our first meeting of the show, and we basically mapped out what were some of the most iconic costumes we've seen throughout film, and how can we adapt them into this particular format for the show. So we've had a lot of shows that movies that we would love to have involved, but there was just no real way to work around how to make them work for the show. So we've basically think like a run-of-the-mill drag show. So when you go and see a drag show, you know you're going to get sequins, you know you're going to get feathers, you know you're going to get big makeup and lots of glitter. And then imagine that hybrided in with those famous characters.
That sounds delightful. I want to go on with the wind, but wearing blinds.
Literally, you've got the vibe, baby. You've got it.
Oh, I'm so there next year. Absolutely. So
amazing.
So could you share with our wonderful people out here, and this is going to Sydney, but this is also live streamed and on Spotify and Apple Tunes, so it's going to go worldwide. You're going to be a big star, always.
Oh, one day.
You will. Stick with me, kid. So could you share any memorable or unique moments from what's been your favorite moments from shows that you've done? What's really stood out?
Ooh, so if I'm 100% honest, it's a personal one for me. And it was at my Halloween show 2 years ago. So I've done a lot of shows with the company in Wollongong called Merigong. I've started off with doing smaller shows, and they've just kind of grown and grown and grown. And back during 2020, I was able to do a Halloween show, and I kind of used a similar concept to what I've done with Movie Maniacs for that show. I did all my favorite horror movies, got all of the horror characters and made them drag queens, essentially. So we had some Chucky and Tiffany, we had some Pennywise the Clown. So it was definitely one of my favorite shows to work on. But at the end of that show, I had my partner at the time sitting in the audience, and called him up on stage to do one final number, which was Thriller, Michael Jackson. He had no idea. As I put him up on stage, I ripped off my mask, which was a half-face mask with drag makeup painted on it.
Nice.
And backstage, I had de-dragged in between the little break. So as I ripped off my mask, a song started playing, and I asked him to marry me in front of a packed-out audience, which was amazing. It was a sold-out show. We had over 400 people there, and thank God he said yes, but that was one of my absolute favorite moments of any of the shows that I've done. Purely because I got to share such a special moment with all of these people who come and support me in what I've been doing.
That could have gone very bad, and I'm so happy that it didn't for you. So congratulations on that.
I know. I said to the techies in the tech run, I said, if he says no, we're going to go to blackout. I'm going to scream into the microphone, and then I'm going to run off stage, and they'll think it's all part of the show.
Well, good thing he didn't. So,
yes, very good.
now, as a talented young lass as you are, what would you say to inspire other young upcoming drag persona? And this is both genders, or all genders, because there are more than two.
So all drag kings, queens, and in betweens. I literally say, beautiful. I literally say, go for it. My whole life, I'd always loved theatre. I'd always loved drag. I never ever thought that I would be able to make it something that was sustainable for myself. But then, with the success of Drag Race, and I saw that growing and growing, I thought, why not just take the plunge and go for it? So my advice to anyone, any person out there thinking that they want to start drag is have a go. Practice your makeup, because you don't want to go out as a busted queen. So practice what you do, learn the talent, and just bring you to your character, because ultimately that's what people are going to fall in love with.
They are indeed, and I've fallen in love with you already, and I've only just met you. That's what it's all about.
Oh, thank you.
Are you going to do Drag Race at some point? Or did I miss that?
My fingers and toes and eyelashes, everything is crossed. I will definitely, I've applied for the past 2 seasons, and I'll definitely keep on applying. Obviously, if it's written in the stars, I'll become lucky and I'll be able to take that and run with it. So my fingers are crossed and hoping that it does happen. But, I know that Drag Race isn't the be all and end all. It would just be a fantastic giant stepping stone in doing what I do.
And absolutely. And apart from Drag Race, which everybody aspires to apparently, what are your dreams and goals for the future?
Honestly, as cliche as this might sound, I'm currently living my dream. Growing up, I've always wanted to be on the stage, be producing shows that I put together myself and presenting them to audiences. So I feel like in the future, I still see myself doing these production shows. I don't see myself stopping this anytime soon. I would love to take those production shows and travel them around Australia and then around the world. Don't take me wrong. So that is definitely what I'll be working towards. But for now, I am so, I guess, humbled, for lack of a better word, to be able to be where I'm at with my drag and with the opportunities I've had. That I'm just literally enjoying the ride for as long as it lasts.
Are you planning to bring this show to Sydney? Because we have a Spiegel tent too sometimes.
Oh, well, if Spiegel Tent Sydney want me, of course I'll bring this show to Sydney. 100%. The girls would love that. I would love that.
Because Wollongong is lovely, but it's a bit of a commute from Sydney to on the train and
It,
then getting back.
Trust me, I know. Going to Sydney from Wollongong for events and for gigs, it's it's not just a quick drive. It's a whole day and stay for myself. So I understand that. Our show for Movie Maniacs is on a Saturday on the 17th of June this year, and it is at 1:30 p.m. So it's not a night show. We've got the day one this time. So if you're not doing anything on a Saturday day, come along and enjoy the show.
That sounds entirely possible, and I see that the tickets are $25 and does contain occasional strong language. So
Definitely,
do
there
I.
would definitely be occasional strong language for this one. But yeah, no, the tickets are $25, as you said. So anyone who's out there and don't have any plans on the 17th of June in the afternoon, come on down to the seaside of Wollongong and watch a good old fashioned drag show.
It sounds like the place to be. Absolutely. So could I have run out of questions? You were so fast. You really
I'm
did speak.
sorry, I didn't mean to.
You did. I got, where did you come from? What are your roots? Not who are your roots. Can you tell your journey? Yeah, so the Tupperware thing, and we've done all of that. What are your plans? We've done the plans as well. I just think you're fabulous. You just ran through everything so quickly. And I had 20 minutes. I don't know what to do with you now. Tell me what you would like to
I just got
say.
really excited.
You did.
Honestly, I'm happy to have a chat about anything. So, look, I'll say to everyone out there listening that if you are interested in seeing the shows or future shows, definitely follow me on my social media, which is at Roxee Horror, spelled ROXEE HORROR. I share all of my upcoming shows, all of the events I do, both locally in Wollongong, whenever I'm doing Sydney events. I'm out in Goulburn every single week if you're ever out that way doing a bingo. So yeah, follow me, have a look at what I do, and if anything piques your interest, come along to the shows and support the girls.
So I did see you had a Facebook page, but you have an Instagram as well, I believe.
I do. I have a Facebook page as well, and I do have Instagram. I feel like I'm probably more active on my Instagram, but I still use my Facebook weekly as well. But if I get a message on Instagram, I generally see them before I see the Facebook messages.
Excellent. So people can follow your journey, work out where you are, and come down and see you anytime.
100%. And always, if they come down and see me, come and say hello. I love having a chat. I love meeting new people, and I love seeing the type of people who come and support the events that I do.
That's brilliant. So I just want to know one thing, and I've been told I shouldn't ask this question, but what's your most embarrassing moment?
Oh, my most embarrassing moment in drag or in life?
Well, in drag. Let's go in drag.
All right. My most embarrassing moment in drag. Okay, I think it would have to be, this was New Year's Eve 3 years ago, just before COVID hit. And I was hired at a local Wollongong club to do a New Year's Eve show. I had 2 numbers and 2 outfit changes. And for one of my numbers, I was doing a Kesha song. And I was performing that. I had silly string. I had a very, very tight outfit on. I was doing my attempts at spinning and twirling along the stage. As I got to the end of the stage, I went to turn around. I missed my footing and I fell flat on my bottom off the stage. I think that would be one of my most embarrassing moments as Roxee Horror.
I have done that myself. I tripped over a whip and landed flat on my backside. and then just
Oh,
crawled and pretend it was
no.
part of the act.
That's what I honestly, I got up, put my silly string in the air, and just kept on spraying. Everyone cheered, everyone was lovely, but the video footage that I saw from it, I was so embarrassed that happened to me.
I hear you. I know that one well. So just to let people know again, this is at the Spiegel Tent in Wollongong on Saturday, the 17th of June at 1:30 p.m. I'm told it runs for an hour. Is that right?
That is correct. It's a 60-minute show with no intermissions. So you come in, you sit down, and you just enjoy the experience all the way through.
Are people allowed to take booze into the tent? I've always wanted.
So you can take booze into the tent, but I'm pretty sure you have to purchase it from the bar at the venue. So the Spiegel Tent has a bar set up out the front. And of course, when you get your drinks out there, you can bring them in. I definitely encourage the people watching my show to have a good little drink while they enjoy the show. So yeah, no, you definitely can drink within the Spiegel Tent.
Excellent. So you can sit, you can have fun, you can meet friends, you can have a couple of drinks, you can watch a great show with a great cast and see how many movies you recognize. That sounds like the plan.
That's exactly right. I'm very interested to see our movies that we've chosen. We've chosen very iconic ones, but also some of our favorites, like the personal performers' favorites, so that they can do what they love as well. So I'm very interested to see if the audience can note every single movie reference that we make within the show.
Oh, so they don't get to see the movie titles. They just get to see the costume and the song and go, oh, yes, I get that.
I give them a little bit of information before each performer comes out, so they get a kind of idea of what they're about to see. But I am just interested to see if everyone's seen the same movies that we've all seen.
Sounds perfect. And of course, we know your favorite film. So what's your favorite character in Roxee Horror? Who do you want to be when you grow up?
I feel like that's kind of an obvious one for myself. Growing up, it's always been Frankenfurter. It's I am a firm believer of don't dream it, be it, and that's why I started doing drag, and that's why I started living by that motto, because we only have this life once, and as you see in Roxee Horror, Frankenfurter is such a gorgeous human. Like the confidence that Frankenfurter emulates throughout the whole film is something that I try to bring to Roxee and personalize it to myself, of course. But yeah, definitely Frankenfurter. Although I will say, out of drag, I think I kind of identify with Brad a lot as now I'm getting older. I used to hate Brad when I was a kid, and now I'm turned into Brad.
You're suddenly realizing that you have a favorite pair of underwear and a special spot on the stove. The old age thing.
Exactly.
Adulting, it's called. Don't go there.
And what about you? What character do you resonate with?
I've been playing the criminologist on and off for about 30 years. So
I love that. I love that.
A little bit of magenta occasionally. I just do not have the legs for Frank. It's not going to happen.
I love it.
And it's beautiful. I think we should get together and do a show. It sounds like fun. So,
I would be down for that. Any Roxee Horror fan, I'm a fan of.
Next time we do one, I'll send you an invite. So gorgeous.
I would love that. I would love that.
So we are running out of time on this little meeting now because they only gave me 20 minutes to talk to you, and I need way more time. But so I'm going to say thank you very much for joining me tonight on Gay Waves. This is on 2SER FM, so 107.3 on your FM band if you're in Sydney. And if not, you are going to get this on iPod. I am going to put this up on YouTube. You'll see my lovely picture and a gorgeous photograph of Roxee with your permission. So,
of course, I would love
gorgeous.
that.
Excellent. So we'll put that up and it'll be all over our websites as well with all of the links to your lovely show.
Amazing. Thank you so much for having me on board with this. I've had a wonderful chatting to you. You're amazing.
Oh, shucks. You don't even see me yet. Or do you have your... Thank you so much. You've impressed me far more than I thought you would, to be honest.
Oh,
and I'm not easily impressed these days.
Well, I'll count myself lucky then.
No, you're amazing. You're gorgeous. I love you already. And I may just sneak up because Might have to pop in the back row and see what's happening. So, thank.
I would love to. If you do make it, be sure to come and say hello.
We'll see. So thank you so much for your time today. I'm going to let you wander off, and I'm going to record this and pop this on this feed for this week's show because you want to get this out as soon as possible. You want all the
Perfect. Thank
advertising.
you so much. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. So you have a lovely evening, darling, and I will see you another time.
I look forward to it. You have a wonderful night.
Cool. I may friend you. Just say hi from Lush. I'll be back.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.